Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, final location near you, now.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Hi!
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool. But they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, final location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to high school football on Indiana SRN. Tonight, it's the Bishop Chatard Trojans hosting the Irish of Cathedral. Both teams coming in to tonight's contest at 2-1 on the season. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. IU Sports Management, begin your journey today. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and community since 1955. It is a packed house here tonight, and there's no doubt this is going to be a fun one here this evening. Craig Cox, Troy Derengowski, might be the game of the state. And I know that might be a little bit of a hype on this, but when you look at these two teams coming into this one, they are both very, very talented.
No, I mean, not to take anything away from the rest of the state, what's going on here on Friday Night Lights, but I'll tell you, right here on Keystone and Kessler, it doesn't get any more rich than this. You talk about two schools that are less than about 3 miles away. Out of these two, you got 29 combined state championships. Two programs that are extremely rich. You got the unique situations, too, where you have a lot of these parents that have their kids at one school where they're alumni of the other.
Exactly.
A lot of them went to Chatard and got kids at Cathedral. Some are at Cathedral, went to Chatard. And so it's going to be electric here tonight. We're expecting about 5,000 to 6,000 fans, Troy. So it's going to be an unbelievable night and atmosphere for these kids to play in.
A lot of those Cathedral fans may have to come sit over here because they are running out of room on the other side of the field. Coach, let's talk about Cathedral. We've got so many different players that we'll talk about throughout the night, but it starts really on the offensive side with their quarterback, Danny O'Neill. I was watching him warm up, and I mentioned to you before we went on the air, that young man can throw a tight spiral, or whether he has to put some touch on the football, or whether he has to hit a target up close, but this young man is very special.
Well, I'll tell you, and one thing about it is what you want in your quarterback in that position is to be a very cerebral type of player. That's what you get in Danny O'Neill. I mean, last year he threw over 33 touchdowns and only had 2 picks the whole year. This year he's off to that same start with 3 games under his belt, has 0. And so he's a very efficient pocket passer. He's a guy that can and do some things outside of the pocket with his feet as well. And I'll tell you, the window that we get, we talked about this earlier, is there's the window's not big when you're in that position at a place like Cathedral. You might get 1 and you might get 2, but it's very rare to get 3. And this young man is only a junior, starting last year as a sophomore. Hadn't been done in 23 years. So he's in a great position, and Coach Peoples has something for the future and next year too.
Yeah, 784 yards passing coming into this one. His completion percentage at 64. And I can tell you why when you have receivers like he has, led by Jerron Tibbs, the young man going to Purdue, 21 receptions this year, 5 touchdowns. This guy is another one of those special players.
No, he is. He's not only a great athlete, but great length. And they have a little bit more than that, even outside of Tibbs. But he's a guy, he's a dual sport guy, did great things for the basketball program. But football is where it's at, and he will be in West Lafayette. And you can look for some special things and a great target for O'Neill.
Well, then talk about 2 very good tight ends as well, and Brennan Wooten and Zach Meeks. And these guys are huge. If you go down and stand next to them, they're legitimate. And we're talking about 6'4", 225, 6'7", 220.
Yeah, and Wooten was really that guy coming in. Meeks came in. Some of you out there, our listeners, might hear that last name. He is the son of Jamal Meeks, former IU basketball player and now current Ball State assistant basketball coach. But Zach came in a little late in the game in terms of late summer, and now that gave him double tight sets that they can run. But you're right, another couple big targets with guys that can do things with their feet and are pretty elusive with the size that they carry.
And they can run the football. Carson Johnson, 25 carries, 149 yards, but the way they throw, is he kind of an afterthought in this offense right now?
No, it's a great point there. And talking to Coach Peebles earlier this week, he said he's really a guy that flies under the radar. He's one that really is not one that's a flashy, gets a lot of pub, but he's one that will surprise you, averaging right at 80 yards a game. As the Trojans take the field here, you're hearing the noise. But yeah, they really got a lot of dynamic threat and almost averaging 400 yards with a balanced attack.
And when you talk about their defense, it all starts with Kendrick Gilbert. This guy's special too, 6'5", 260. He is going to Purdue. He is a guy that can be a game changer.
He is, and we talked about at the quarterback position as one where you don't get a big window. Well, another rarity is being a 4-year starter at a program like Cathedral, and Kendrick has done that. He started as a freshman, and here is his last senior before he heads also up with Jerron to West Lafayette. But a grade that can really bull rush and really do some things there on the edge.
All right, let's talk about this Chatard team. 2-1, had a heartbreaking loss last week. Otherwise, they could be undefeated coming into this one. A tough one to Ron Colley. Their quarterback is Drew Van Vliet. Young man throwing this year, 34-44, 536 yards and 6 touchdowns. Big kid, 6'5", about 190.
Yeah, we said on both sides you're going to get a cerebral quarterback. You're going to get that Drew Van Vliet here tonight as well. He's long, 6'5", can do some things with his feet as well. Very accurate and efficient, throwing almost 77% completion, and that's almost unheard of. But really throws a really nice ball with a couple nice receivers as well. Transferred in from Richmond. Knew last year he was probably going to have to buy his time, with Carter St. John that was here, and he did that. And now he's got his 1-year window as well, and they're doing some special things that Coach Doyle has.
And they, too, have some receivers. Not as big as what you'll see with Cathedral, but they've got some guys that can really catch the football and wreak some havoc after the catch.
No, they can. And Noah Dudek and Aiden Duncan, both of these guys are sure-handed receivers, one that are really do a good job of getting separation on the top of their routes. Not flashy numbers, but just get the job done. And they're reliable for Van Vliet.
And when they run the football, they got a young man that Riley Kinnett this year, 241 yards coming into this one.
No, I'll tell you, he's a load, too. He's down there on the sideline. He's well-stocked, low center of gravity. He's got some big hams on him. Big run lower guy. He's one that has really gave him some productive numbers. That's one thing with Coach Doyle team is they're extremely balanced. We talked about before, last year they averaged over 400 yards in total offense, and those are things that become very balanced. And much of that attack this year, you mentioned last week was their first loss. They were without 3 starters last week. They'll be without 1 tonight. But we're in a position where we're in for an electric game. It's a great atmosphere. Love to see the kids competing and kind of a real close crosstown rival here.
Well, you mentioned, Chatard will be without one of their inside linebackers, who's going to be a big loss for them tonight to try to slow down this offense. We do know now that Chatard won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so we're going to see that Cathedral offense right out of the chute here tonight. Your thoughts, keys to this one here this evening?
Well, I think in talking to both coaches, Coach Doyle, Chatard, they talked about, maintaining that balanced attack, eliminating the big plays, any deep threats, and then just owning their assignments. doing what they do. A little bit of that was with Coach Peebles and Cathedral. His was limit the big plays, the deep ball with Van Vliet and the arm and the accuracy that he has in their two receivers. And then he talked about matching Chatard's intensity. One thing that they have in a board in their locker room was don't let the Irish beat the Irish.
Right.
You know, stay true to who you are. Really eliminate a lot and cut down on the mental mistakes and don't beat ourselves. And then just win the turnover game. That's kind of week in and week out. So two great dynamic programs, two great dynamic coaches, and we got an electric atmosphere here tonight, Troy.
It is jam-packed with fans here tonight. If you're lucky enough to get a ticket and find a seat or even to find a place to park, good luck if you're late on this one. Chatard will tee it up at the 40. Deep will be Stu Sterling, number 20. Also, number 33, Kyrus Gargett, will be back as well for the Fighting Irish. This will be a very short kick. Cathedral's going to have excellent field position on the return out to about the 37-yard line. That'll be Sam Bridges on the return, and the Irish will have it 1st and 10.
I'll tell you one thing early on here, Troy, is I'm smelling all the smoke of the nice hamburger barbecue from the tailgates. Find this press box making me a little hungry.
Coach, I saw them earlier. They were talking about if you're here by 5:30, you can get something to eat. But
yeah, I was ready to crash one.
The line was already very long. So here we go. Danny O'Neill, the junior quarterback wearing number 18, two receivers in the ball game. He'll work with a tight end to the left, single setback as well. That'll be Johnson. Fighting Irish in their first possession will look to throw. Near sideline, has a man, and ball caught down to the 25. Out of bounds, and Cathedral opens up big with the strike to Charles McCormick, the sophomore.
Yeah, about 37 yards there right out the gate, kind of showing you what O'Neill's going to give you. Great touch. So you see a replay coming in here. This is what you don't want as a DB. You just can't let him get vertical on you and break that.
Yeah, and McCormick is a player we didn't really talk about much, and now the Irish will run the football inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down.
About 7 yards on the play there.
They have a number 49. I think that's going to be Johnson wearing 49 instead of number 3. You'd mentioned that some of the numbers would be different tonight because they didn't get all the uniforms in.
Yeah, Coach was talking about, hey, numbers are a little tricky, but he's one that they're going to find some good balanced attack with them here tonight.
Two tight end set. They'll throw opposite side. Ball will be caught at about the 12, and there is McCormick again on the reception.
And we do have a penalty on the play here, so right at the line of scrimmage, you probably think that this might come back. Usually when this is thrown in this area, will typically mean offensive holding. It's exactly what we're going to get, and I think the Irish knew it as they were already making their ways back.
You know, these guys up front, if I can, I mean, we got some size up front. We've got some guys that are very agile as well. This will be a fun battle to watch.
No, it is. I mean, and typically a lot of these guys, we talked about earlier, Chatard has a couple linemen that go both ways. Not so much the case so much on Cathedral side, but looks like we're running some trip formations with, looks like Meeks check in here.
Yeah, the Irish go trips to the left. They'll stack two receivers. Hash mark to the right. Hand off. Nothing there. And the defense coming up big this time for Bishop Chatard. That was Jacob Moore, the defensive end.
Yeah, great job. And Jacob's one of those guys that goes both ways. He's a D tackle and O lineman as well, but great pursuit there. We got about 10:45 here left here in the first. Couple minutes in. No score.
And it'll be 3rd down and 15. Football right at the 30-yard line. McCormick to the near side. One receiver split wide left. And now they'll take the two tight ends and split them out as well.
And you got two passes they've made to this point have all been to the outside. See if they might try to work the middle of the field here.
And now the adjustment. They'll have an empty backfield. Big 3rd down. O'Neill to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off himself. He's going to be well shy. He might get a yard on the play. Coming up defensively, that was Jeff Waugh, who is replacing Pericha, who is not in the lineup here tonight.
Well, and again, we've heard this before. You're only going to be as good, as your depth is. Who's the next man up? And so, you got to always be ready when you have a reload situation in programs like this, as Cathedral's here in a 4-down territory.
4th and 14. They have to get to the 14 for a 1st down. Hash mark left.
Probably anticipate some hard counts, see if they might be able to draw them offside to get chipped away a little bit.
O'Neal to throw as he rolls to his right, airs it out toward the corner, and ball caught, touchdown. Huge play by Wooten to make the touchdown, and it's 6-0. That's a 4th and 14.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what great touch that you have there from Danny O'Neal. Love that and what he's able to do there. And I don't know if that's looked like number 4 going there.
Changed
looks
to
like
Wooten's.
Ty Carroll.
I think they ended up going Wooten number 4, yeah, instead of number 2. So his number changed. A big strike to tie it in at 6'4", 225. And now the extra point attempt by Sheets. It is on the way and good. Cathedral strikes first. They lead at 7-0. What a 4th and 14 play and a catch by the tight end Wooten, and what a great throw, though, by O'Neal.
Yeah, and not only a great play, but what a great call. I mean, one, great confidence in Coach Peoples and his offensive unit and with Danny and running that route and getting 6 on the board.
This would be a line drive kick, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line, so there come the flags. Bishop Chatard will have it for the first time tonight. We mentioned in the pregame Drew Van Vliet, the 6'5", 190-pound senior. This year, 34-44, 536 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He had 289 yards and 5 scores against Tech right here.
Yeah, he's a guy that we'll see the first series here with Van Vliet. Pretty good job, defensively on Chatard. Just, again, gave up a couple big plays, made a few nice tackles for losses. We'll see what they do here on the offensive side of the ball.
Keep an eye on Kendrick. He's the defensive end on the right side, number 99. Van Vliet will throw, and that's going to go incomplete. Pass was intended here on the near side to Dudek. Let's take a look at that touchdown throw by O'Neal.
Again, a little crossing route, hit him to the outside, gets vertical on the exchange with the corners. Again, you got to keep the receiver underneath you. You get him, let him get on top. These receivers are just long, they're athletic, and when you got a guy that places the ball like Danny O'Neal, makes it hard to defend.
2nd down and 10. By the way, if Wooten is not 6'4", he doesn't catch that football.
Right.
Because he had to stretch out to get that one. That just shows you how perfectly that football was placed by O'Neal. Change for Van Vliet at the line of scrimmage. They'll fake the handoff, and he gets hit. His arm, that should be an incomplete pass. Let's wait and see as Van Vliet took a heck of a hit. He was a little slow to get up.
And who might you think that is?
I think it's big old number 99, wasn't it?
That's who it was, and kind of hit him a little bit on his blind side, too, as he was through to the opposite side of the field. You talked about the touchdown as well. It's not only Wooten being 6'4", Tibbs is much in the same, but Wooten being able to move the way they did it. We talked about, the agility and maneuverability, if you will, of both these tight ends in Meeks and Wooten.
Are you sure that Kendrick Gilbert's not already in the NFL? Look how big he is. He is now switched over to the left side. 9:18 to go here in the opening period of play. Here they come again. Van Vliet will get sacked. This time the pressure came from his left side. It was number 39 coming in. That is Jackson Weingart, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, great pursuit on the outside. Certainly on these edges is something that Coach Doyle and his defense will have to make some adjustments as early on here, 2 of these 3 downs, getting into Van Vliet.
So Cathedral will get excellent field position right here. The rush is on. That's an end-over-end line drive kick inside the 40. And to the outside on the return by Colin Ayers. And Cathedral again will have excellent field position on their second possession with 8:41 remaining here in the opening period.
Yeah, I get about 10 yards, 10 or 11 on the return. And as you mentioned, it looked like they're going to mark it down just inside the 50 at the 48. You'll see, too, with pace with this. You're going to see the pace more with Cathedral than what you will with Chatard. But it's ones that again, there's a lot of outside threats here. They're a team, again, that's getting some good balance with 265 in the air each game with 135 on the ground.
By the way, if you're wondering, Brennan Wooten is going to Western Michigan. So that'll be a big pickup for them.
Yeah, also you got Joe Walker, the receiver out of Warren, going there next year.
And that's going to be O'Neill on the keeper. Might get to the 49 of Chatard.
Yeah, it looks like 3 on the carry.
You mentioned again with O'Neill, yeah, he can run the football. 37 carries this year, 147 yards on the ground and a couple of scores.
Well, and as we noted before, this young man's only a junior. I'm sure he's going to be set up to shatter all kinds of records by the time his career is over.
And they'll hand it off. This will be Johnson around the right side. Takes a hit from behind. Goes down at the 45-yard line. And Johnson wearing number 49 tonight, not his normal number 3.
I was going to say, you might line him up. You think he's a linebacker number or even a special teams long snapper with 49.
3rd down and 3. 7:45 to go in the opening period. O'Neill throws, ball caught, 1st down and more, and driven out of bounds here in the near sideline.
Looks like there's about 14 on the pickup there. You know, you'll see that too throughout the evening. That, you know, we talked about the number of receivers he has, not to mention the tight ends. So you can expect to see the ball to be spread around quite a bit, where he has about 5 or 6 different targets.
Keith Long on the reception for the 1st down. Put the football at the 31, 1st and 10. O'Neill flushed out of the pocket, has a man down the sideline. Ball caught. It went back shoulder, and the catch again by Charles McCormick is already having a big night, and it is 1st and goal now for the Irish.
Yeah, and 28 more. They're coming in bunches. He's got passes of 37, 27, 14, and 28. And here they are on the doorstep now of possibly making this a 14-0 game.
So now they'll work quickly. The pitch, it'll be to Wooten. Wooten is going to get buried right there, and there's going to be a big pile-on. See if they put him down at about the 3.
Yeah, might have got 1 out of it, or maybe even no gain.
Let's take a look at that last pass by O'Neill.
As it shows you his agility here, getting flushed out of the pocket, stays poised on the run, puts this ball, you know, in a position where his receiver can make the play, especially when the DB's back's at him.
Wooten will now switch over to the left side. We'll have 2 tight end formation, 2 receivers. McCormick to the left. The lone setback will be Johnson, and it'll be a keeper by O'Neill. Can he get the edge? O'Neill, and he gets to the pylon and scores. And Cathedral now leads this one 13-0.
Well, again, getting outside the pocket, scrambling for the cone there, making as long as run as possible, trying to stretch the defense here, and scores that with 6:49 to go here in the first quarter.
By the way, Cathedral averages nearly 38 points per game. So here's Sheets now for the extra point. Good snap. The kick is on the way. It is perfect. 6:49 to go. Opening period. Cathedral on top, 14-0.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Well, so far it has been all Cathedral, 14-0. Chatard will get the football, and this kick almost lands out of bounds again. That's Dudek on the return across the 15, and a nice return after what appeared to be going to be back inside the 10-yard line, so that's where Chatard will take over 1st and 10. Let's take a look at the last touchdown by O'Neill.
Here again, you see him having something, stretching the defense, kind of getting to the highest and widest area and then stretching for this. And again, 2-yard, but a lot of that is set up with the deep ball. You know, interesting enough, Coach Peoples was talking about that was one of the bigger keys to the Irish defense in terms of limiting the big play, the deep ball with Van Vliet. But it's been the flip side of that his offense has been doing that with 4 deeper passes to get him set up on 2 of these scores.
The injured player for Cathedral is number 34, Nicholas Farah, outside linebacker, a junior there on special teams, and he is now out of the lineup. So here we go. This will be the second series now for Drew Van Vliet as they have the football at about the 21-yard line. They'll hand it off, and nice hole over the right side. On the run will be Kinnett, and he's going to be close to the first down out near the 30.
Yeah, really good job there. And now it's going to be a situation where, Van Vliet took a couple hits on 2 of those 3 downs, and it's like establishing the run game. And great job there by Riley and getting up 9 on that play with 6:20 here to go on 2nd and 1.
This time you'll see 3 in the backfield. Let's see if they'll move those around. They will not. This is a little more protection, and another run. First down more, 40-45 at midfield, and Riley Kinnett providing a big spark in the running attack for Bishop Chatard.
Yeah, give the young man there 19 more on that one. So that's the things that they want. That's Chatard football, really establishing the run to open up the pass. They are a dual threat type of offense, but first series was a little bit rough on them with getting some pressure from that D line from Cathedral, but they're establishing something different here in drive 2.
Aiden Duncan and Noah Dudek, the 2 receivers to the near side, slot to the right, and there's movement. And I think they're going to get the Irish big old number 96.
Yeah, whenever you're
Patrick Kendall.
Whenever you're sitting still as a O lineman and then you end up on your back with the ball still there, it usually means it's going against the other way.
By the way,
as you get him here,
Patrick Kendall is on his way to Army. Oh, look at that. That's the way to get on the highlight film, though, huh? So it will be first down and 5, 6:06 to go in the opening period of play. Van Vliet will fake the handoff, looks to throw. Ball caught inside the 40. That'll be Duncan and brought down, a first down at the 34-yard line.
And he'll take 11 on that, and that's Drew's first completion there. Really good job there by Dudek. As a guy, you got him and Duncan, both are very reliable receivers. Again, we talked about in the pregame, not so much the flashy numbers, but solid. Both of them averaging right at 60 yards a game, and each of them have 2 and 3 touchdowns respectively.
The Irish have played some good teams this year. They had been scored on. They've had some teams that have put some points on the board. So let's see if now Bishop Chatard can do the same here in the opening period, and timeout for the Trojans. We'll take a timeout as well. Cathedral on top of this one, 14-0.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Telemetry Sports. For more than 6 years, Telemetry Sports has been working with the NFL and multiple college football teams as a data and technology provider. Player speeds and accelerations that they provide, they use computer vision, the same technology as autonomous vehicles. As you watch these players, keep in mind that over 18 miles an hour is very fast and impressive for a high school and college athlete. Telemetry Sports, a proud sponsor of high school football on IndianaSRN. Van Vliet will hand off, not much this time. Nice job on the outside by number 39. That's Weingart once again. On the carry was Kinnett.
Yeah, really good job of getting penetration, getting that hole to get him tripped up for no gain.
By the way, Kinnett coming up limping a little bit. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 as we're coming up on 5 minutes remaining here in the opening period of play. Two receivers to the far side. Dudek to the left, hash mark left. Van Vliet to throw. Ball will be caught inside the 35. Good defensive effort there as Duncan makes the catch, and he got swarmed immediately.
Yeah, he's one there. We was trying to get some misdirection, ended up costing him. Probably a few positive yards there. As soon as you get that, you'd like to really make your one move and get upfield. Kind of made two and slowed him down, allowed the pursuit of the Irish to keep him here now as we've got 4:30 to go with 3rd and 8.
All right, this time trips to the left. They'll stack at the hash mark. Van Vliet will look to the sideline. Let's see what changes will be made here for the Trojans with a big 3rd down and 8. Shotgun formation once again. They'll hand it off and up the middle to about the 30. On the carry will be Kinnett once again. He's going to be about 4 yards or so shy of that 1st down.
Yeah, and the majority of your high school, football, you're going to be in 4-down territory when you're inside the 35 like this, and so we'll see if what the play call will be. They might get some type of play action and work middle of the field here.
Ryan Keating in the ball game in the slot to the left. Duncan split wide left. Hash mark right here on 4th down and 5 for the Trojans, down 14-0. They'll take a peek again. Dudek, by the way, the receiver to the far side of the field. And now, play clock down to 1 second. They get the play off. Van Vliet to throw in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. It was Duncan, and he just had that one go right between the fingers, and Cathedral take over the football.
Yeah, and those are ones you got to make. I mean, it could have been a little high, but certainly one that hit him in his hands. Those are types of plays, especially on 4th down where it's critical. That plays big into Cathedral and plays hard into Chatard, as we see the replay here. It really sets his feet well, throws this. One that he just didn't follow it all the way into the hands, and one that really could have helped because Chatard's really needing to put some points on the board, or on the flip side, a 3 and out here, or just keeping Cathedral off the board is key.
All right, so it'll be Fighting Irish football at about their own 30-yard line. They'll look to run. This will be Johnson, 30, 35. Takes a hard hit, gets out to near the 32, maybe 33-yard line.
And it looks like they're going to give him 8 on the play there.
Tell you what, he's got some quickness, too. Not a big kid.
No, he's not. I mean, he stands 5'9", 163.
And they'll give it to him again. He'll get the 1st down over the left side as he takes it right to the middle of the field at about the 41.
Yeah, I mean, with that type of frame, really runs hard. You wouldn't expect a kid that size to kind of be like the downhill runner, but he's doing that now, and really gutsy kid in the way that he runs.
Jerron Tibbs, the receiver to the near side, he has not been heard from yet, as you'll see another run by Johnson, maybe a yard or so, as we're under 3 minutes in the 1st quarter.
And as much, Troy, as you see that they've worked the deep ball, ran 3 plays in a row, you almost feel like this is baiting them to hit him with that long one again. Been surprised that they really haven't worked too much middle of the field yet. It's all been to the outside.
Handoff again, this time Johnson around the right side. Nothing. That's actually going to be Colin Ayers instead of Johnson. Ayers gets dumped at the 45-yard line.
They'll bring up 3rd and 6. Got about 2:25 to go here in the 1st quarter here at Bishop Chatard, crosstown rivals.
Well, you love this quick offense if you're Cathedral. They're back to the line of scrimmage very quickly. As you see O'Neal making a change, and he'll empty out the backfield. So trips to the left. Hash mark to the right. O'Neal to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Here comes pressure. He's at the 45, 50, 45. Takes a slide. And a wise play by O'Neal after he gets the first down near the 45-yard line.
Yeah, great job there, avoiding the hit. He's already had the first down. Didn't have much positive yards to get on that, but get a new set of downs, and the Irish are marching again.
You know, I know that Cathedral's playing in the 6A ranks this year, but they can match up with anybody. No doubt about that, as they'll run right up the middle, and that'll be Johnson again on the carry for a couple.
Yeah, no, you talked about that, Troy. I mean, obviously the success factor, winning back-to-back state championships, had them move up to 6A, but they're 6A ready. They have been. They play a lot of 6A schools already. It took Center Grove last year to beat them kind of on the last play after Cathedral was up most there.
Trips to the near side. They'll stack two of those receivers. Here's the first time for Tibbs. Ball caught, gets near the 40 and is driven out of bounds there.
It looks like he gets 3 on the play in his first target, the Purdue commit.
And depending on what recruiting service you look at, he's number 15 or number 16 in the state of Indiana overall. As Tibbs will stay in the ball game, one of the 3 receivers to the left. Charles McCormick to the near side. Clock at a minute 18 here in the opening period of play. Looks like Johnson back in as the lone setback. Here comes the blitz. O'Neal gets hit, picked off at the 40, 45 and dropped. It'll be Nate Meyer getting the interception, the first interception this year of Danny O'Neal, and it came right when he got hit.
Yeah, and might add only the third in a year and a half. Here we got the replay as he's dropping back. Don't know if it got, well, he had some pressure. Kind of got hit as soon as it was thrown because it's obviously very uncharacteristic of Danny O'Neal to have an interception. And usually it's going to be something like a tip ball or pressure as soon as he's thrown it, and that's what you got there on the rush from the edge.
Sam Freeney was the one who hit O'Neal. And there's the first turnover tonight for the Fighting Irish.
And one that I'm sure the Trojans hope that they can turn these into points to get this back to a one-possession game.
Handoff nearly fumbled on the exchange between Van Vliet and Kinnett, and Kinnett will get about 3.
Yeah,
I got to ask you real quick. You see there's a little change in the setup here offensively for Chatard. They have now 2 backs that are helping protect, and I think that's kind of something they anticipated they might have to use.
Yeah, those double tights or pulling in another end here to pick up some of these blitzes or some things that's happening, not only on the edges, but up these A-gaps.
Van Vliet from the hash mark on the right side, handoff, big run up the middle, and that's going to be a first down. Riley Kinnett again, and right now he is shredding that Cathedral run defense.
Well, and it's what they need, to open up some things. They have to have them really trust on this run defense. Picks up 8 on that to move these chains. Looks like ball spotted about the 42 with just 25 seconds here in the first quarter.
Boy, Matt Woods had a nice block that really opened things up that time for Kinnett as he shoved his defender off. Van Vliet once again, and a look to the sideline. What change will be made here? 13 seconds to go in the opening period of play. Still 9 on the play clock. And again, this time they're going to throw, and he took a big hit. And guess who got him again? Kendrick Gilbert, and Van Vliet. That's probably reminding him of his first 2 years in Richmond.
Yeah, and I mean, that was not only a great push right up, but when you got a big 99 bear hugging you that quick, you don't have much time to throw.
Gilbert has been in there a couple of times, the edge rusher for Cathedral. He, too, as we mentioned in our pregame, is going to Purdue. Cathedral and their defense stepping up and make it 2nd down and 10.
And you'd think that this would probably be the final play with just 6 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And one thing Van Vliet's now got to watch is Kendrick is on the right side. The throw, and just dropped inside the 30-yard line. Keating on to the attempt. That was Ryan Keating at 5'7", 155, and a junior, and he drops it at 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, kind of had him on a seam route slant there that, again, you got to really come up with those plays. Van Vliet really put it where he needed to do. And Keating, I'm sure, just like Duncan earlier with the couple drops that we have. 3 seconds to go. Should be final play here.
So 3rd down and 10 now for Bishop Chatard. Van Vliet will throw. Here comes pressure. Puts it in the air and overthrows his intended receiver. That's Keating once again. And that's going to do it. But a flag, by the way, is down. Don't leave us yet at about the 44-yard line.
Okay, you might get one untimed play if this happens to be on the defense.
Harrison Campbell, you see big number 76 standing right there as you see face mask against the Fighting Irish.
Well, it's B-15, which you might expect that they if they can get something vertical here, they might throw something deep.
Now, before we go, I was talking about the offensive line. We'll get back to them in a couple of moments. We will head to period number 2. Cathedral on top, 14-0. This is high school football on IndianaSRN. We're going to come right back here, and they have decided they're going to play one untimed down, which I thought maybe they would do, but the way everybody was coming to the sidelines, they decided to go ahead and bring him back, and Chatard will have it now. 1st down and 10. We're still in the opening period of play on this play. Lone setback will be Riley Kinnett. He'll now switch from right to left. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Van Vliet pumps. Now he's going to keep it himself and gets inside the 25, near the 24-yard line before he's brought down. And that will end the first period of play. After 1, it's Cathedral 14, Bishop Chatard nothing.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
High school football brought to you tonight by Serenity Home Care. Serenity Care Services is an Indiana licensed personal agency and Medicaid waiver service provider here in central Indiana. They're friendly, competent, and an experienced team of caregivers you have been seeking. For more information, contact them at serenitycareservices.net. All right. Your thoughts after first 12 minutes of play?
Well, I mean, I think you kind of got what you might expect from Cathedral coming out and trying to test these corners for Chatard. I think it kind of came a little quicker than what most people and even ourselves up here in the booth might have expected as we start the second quarter with Chatard being down 14-0. But they're driving here just inside their Cathedral 25.
Van Vliet will keep it, and there is Gilbert again to bring him down. He might get a yard out of it.
Just a couple other quick scores here. Webo down 14-0 on Tri-West. New Pal up on Mount Vernon 13-0. Speedway Blanken Ritter to this point 14-0. Lawrence Central over Warren 7-0. BD Ben Davis up 13-7 on Center Grove. And the Mudsock Bowl with Fishers and HSE. Fishers up 14-0.
Right here, 11:28 to go, just underway here in period number 2. If you just joined us, Cathedral pretty much dominating that opening period of play, but now Chatard trying to get on the board here in period number 2. Van Vliet rolling, throwing, and ball caught at the 20. Cutting back against the grain, nearly fumbled it, but still on his feet. Making the reception is Noah Dudek. and he's going to get a Bishop Chatard first down.
Well, great job there in the flats being able to receive that, but the bigger thing is the yards after the catch. Well, also see a lot of yards after contact, but the positive yards after the catch and making some things play there as they're driving inside the 10.
They'll fake the handoff. Van Vliet's going to go down as he took a hit on the ground. They're going to lose yardage here. That's Jackson Weingart again. Weingart's been in the backfield of Bishop Chatard a lot here tonight. Take a look at that last throw here.
Yeah, here out to Dudek, just out in the flats, but does a great job of eluding attacker here, a couple there, and getting about 12 there, or 15 on the play, let's give it.
By the way, he's lucky. You see him bobble the football there a little bit. That pops out. Cathedral probably gets it.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Doyle and the staff really want to be in max protect situations for Van Vliet here to get him time to throw.
Van Vliet will throw to the sideline, and that's just long for Aiden Duncan, so that'll be incomplete.
When he hasn't been hit, he's been hurried. So he's having to probably throw the ball a little quicker than what he would like, especially when he's in that pocket. It's one thing being outside of that when you have to get flush, but when you're in the pocket, Chatard's got to do a little bit better up front in the trenches to give him some max protect and a little bit more time to throw to these receivers.
Trips to the near side. Third down here for Bishop Chatard. Van Vliet throws to the sideline and behind his intended receiver, Ryan Keating. Probably good thing that was a low throw, because coming up there for Cathedral nearly looking at an interception was Jackson Lockhart.
Well, and not only that, yeah, with his receiver not looking, and would have been higher, probably would have been a pick six for about 90. He didn't have anything in between him and the Irish's end zone there.
So now it's going to be 4th and goal from the 13, but not until we get a timeout by Bishop Chatard. We'll take a break as well. 10:09 to go, period 2, as Chatard trailing this one 14-0.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
$14-0 as you see the offense coming back out. There were some questions whether they might try to kick it or they're going to go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, and in terms of you bringing stats up, longest has been 27, and he's 30 in this window. So electing to go for it here on 4th.
So a big 4th and goal right here. Van Vliet, here comes the blitz from behind, and he's going to go down back at the 23. Guess who? Number 29 this time on the sack there for Cathedral, and you see the defense coming off the field. That's a huge, huge play right there.
Yeah, it is, and one that come up empty-handed after getting the uncharacteristic turnover, as we get it here, just on the back side or top side of the edge rush here. Kind of comes blind side. Left tackle didn't get it, and takes him down. I'll tell you, Van Vliet's been on the ground quite a bit tonight, Troy. So it's one of those things, again, we talked about earlier, the max protect and giving him a little bit more time. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty predictable on the run.
O'Neal to throw. By the way, McCormick ended up with the sack. This one up for grabs. Ball caught. That'll be David Ayers, and it'll be a first down. A ball that looked like it was just going to be a 50-50 ball, and Ayers able to bring it down. Or is that McCormick? That's actually going to be McCormick.
McCormick, yep. Comes up with 30 yards on that play. O'Neal again. The thing is, don't know how well you could tell that on the screen, but very high ball and let his receiver run underneath it.
And now here's Johnson to the outside, 45-40, and it'll be very close to another first down. Let's Take another look at that pass to Charles McCormick.
It really throws a high ball here again and lets his receiver run underneath it. And McCormick does a great job of hand strength there and holding on to that.
You know, I'm going to take that back. I think they've actually said that number 15 is David Ayers, not McCormick, at 6'4", 180.
Yeah, again, Coach Peoples talked about, again, how the supplier has not been able to get them some of their jerseys, and so they've been using some backups, and so some of the numbers have been scrambled tonight. So for our viewers out there, certainly apologize for that. We'll try to do our best to get these corrected as much as we can as the plays are developed.
I only looked at Ayers and thought, man, he's bigger than 5'10". So, you know, that schooling I took really did me a service
for you, didn't it?
Yeah, 9:20 to go here in the second. And by the way, Devon Slaughter is in the lineup, throws this one, ball caught. There is Wooten down the sideline, and he is going to score, I do believe. Does he stay in bounds? No, they'll say he stepped out at the 1-yard line.
Oh, wow. 38 yards on the play and only needed it just inside 3 feet to get his second score of the game. But it'll put the Irish in great position right here at the 1 or maybe just inside of it. But great job of making something happen in that reception. We talked about Troy too. Slaughter was in there for that play. A little short dink as looks like O'Neill's back in.
Yeah, O'Neill is going to try to dodge his way toward the end zone. Looked like he was going to get thrown for a loss. This time it guarantees inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he's right there on the doorstep. Looks like maybe about the foot-yard line, if that.
I'm not sure if that was a broken play or not, but nonetheless, it'll be 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, and a great job by the Trojan defense to get him to where he was at, which really looked like it could have been about a 2 or 3 yard loss.
That'll be Wooten in motion. Wooten will take the pitch, puts his head down, gets into the end zone, 1 yard and the score, and Cathedral has now built a 20-0 lead with 8:30 to go.
Well, it's one of these things here, too, where you just want to try to stop some of the bleeding. You know, with the extra point being up 3 scores here now, and you still got 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's really something that you probably wouldn't anticipate, at least this early. It's been tough for Chatard to get something going with continuity with offense, but give some, credit to Cathedral's defense as well, putting a lot of pressure on Van Vliet.
So Sheets will attempt the extra point. He's been busy here in the first half. It is perfect. 8:30 remaining. Cathedral on top, 21-0.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Well, Cathedral a now commanding 21-0 lead as the Irish will kick it off once again. That will sail into the end zone. And another ball that almost went out of bounds, but Noah Dudek unable to make a return. And that's where now the Bishop Chatard Trojans will take over 1st and 10. And that's what you said, too. They got to stop some bleeding here, but they need to get some points on the board. The last time they had it opportunity in the red zone, did not score, and thought maybe they might at least try to get 3 on the board, but we know their kicker may not be quite that good, so now you got to get something going.
Yeah, no, they got to be able to, Max, get some more protection to try to open up some passing game to find some balance with their run game.
Van Vliet will hand off, nothing there for Kennett this time. He might get back to the line of scrimmage. Let's take another look at that touchdown or near touchdown pass Boy, some big hits right there. Well, he barely stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he did. He tried to reach and break the plane.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 10, 8 minutes to go here before halftime. Kinnett again will stand as the lone setback. Van Vliet to throw. Quick hitter to the near sideline. Ball caught 25. Dudek, and there's a face mask on Cathedral. They've made a couple of big mistakes defensively tonight.
Yeah, and this.
I think they got Weingart.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, again, if they don't try to get some of this protection for Van Vliet, it just makes the run game so predictable, and then kind of stack the box quite a bit more, especially when they're getting this type of pressure on him. Like what we said earlier, if he's not getting knocked down, he's getting hurried and having to throw the ball as they mark the face mask. It looks like they'll put the ball about the 42-yard line with just 7:52 here to go before half.
They haven't gone back to that formation where they brought two tights in to kind of give him more protection. I thought they had some decent success with that.
Yeah, and they might have to go with one less receiver to do, in fact, just that.
So it'll be 1st and 10, football again at the 42-yard line. Jeff Waugh in motion. Ball thrown to the flat. That'll be Dudek once again, and Dudek stepped out of bounds. Otherwise, that would have been an extra effort for at least 2 more yards.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to give him 4 on the play there. Again, both Dudek and Duncan, both these receivers are averaging right at 60 yards a game. Keep in mind last week when they played Roncalli, number 1 in 4A, is it took a late field goal by Roncalli to win that. And Chatard was down 2 or 3 starters as well, as they were still down a couple tonight.
7:43 to go. 2nd down and 6, Van Vliet. See, flushed out of the pocket and then just throws it away wisely. He had, guess who, the big fella, Kendrick Gilbert, chasing him down. I'm not so sure that if I had Kendall and Gilbert chasing me, I wouldn't get rid of it myself.
No, I mean, 6'5", but he's 260, and he's moving all that around in the way that he does. So be great with Coach Brahm doing what they're doing up there in Lafayette and getting the likes of him and his teammate Jerron Tibbs.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6. 2 receivers to the near side, hash mark to the right, everything bunched up to this near side, and that's not a whole lot of running room right there. As that'll be Kinnett. He's going to drop a couple of yards. I've always been curious about that when you set up everything hash mark to the sideline and you run the ball that way. There's a lot of bodies over there.
There is, yeah, a short field when you do. And it is, you're right, Troy. I mean, it's already stacked. Run game has been tough as we go 3 and out here again with other than the penalty that they got and punting now again.
So Colin Ayers is the deep man for the Irish at 7:04 to go before halftime. That'll be a shank kick off the side of his foot and goes out of bounds, so not a good kick.
Yeah, they're going to mark this right at the 40.
I'm going to take another look at the touchdown that was scored.
We saw Wooten get the short pass that took it 38 yards, and now they put him here in motion. What a great opportunity to line him up at tight end or even out wide at the Z or the Y position and put him in motion here.
That's a big running back.
Yeah, right.
You know, I think I've been saying that a lot about all these Cathedral players. Big, 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 big. It's crazy. Like watching a college football team here tonight. 6:57 to go. O'Neal, handoff Johnson, has room around the right side at the 45, brought down near the 46.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get 6 out of this as well. Just done a really good job, I think, in terms of the play calling tonight, of the balance. They've had great success with the deep ball pass, but they've thrown some shallow and in the flats, but they're establishing the run game too. So I think they're doing a really good job of keeping the Trojans at bay and understanding what the play call.
Tibbs, one of the 2 receivers to the near side, along with David Ayers. Again, Ayers, we thought it was McCormick at first, but he is actually Ayers at number 15. And now O'Neal to throw. Nice shot, and it'll be Ayers. Sidesteps the defender at the 10, the 5, touchdown.
And just like that, 54 yards.
Boy, look at the ball that O'Neal threw right there, and I told you that when I watched
laser.
him warming up. It is.
Yeah.
It is amazing how tight he can throw that football. I've not seen him yet throw one ball with even a bit of wobble on it.
Well, and it's just that we not only talk about the efficiency. I mean, uncharacteristically, he threw a pick earlier, but that was off pressure. He's getting hit as soon as he threw it. First one that he's thrown this year, only the third in a year and a half. But, you not only talk about his efficiency, you talk about his poise, but just the mechanics.
Yeah.
And how calm he is in the pocket. But you know what the great thing is also on the receiving side of that is that these guys are getting hit in motion. They're not having to wait on balls. Very few of them are ever underthrown, overthrown. I mean, you just got to love that.
Hey, I want to remind you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They have a great atmosphere for breakfast or brunch, open Wednesday through Sunday, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Tammy and her staff waiting to serve you and your family. Make sure you try the biscuits and gravy or the quiche. And, of course, Coach recommends the BLT, and he loves it with the extra mayonnaise. Not you, Coach, the other coach.
Man.
That way you don't think you're eating up all that mayonnaise down there.
I'm hungry over here.
You may have to go get something at halftime. Tam's is located at 6427 Oaklandon Road here in Indianapolis. Well, I'll tell you what, it's all Cathedral right now, and their defense has been able to bend a couple of times and not break. They have not allowed Chatard a whole lot of breathing room in the red zone at all tonight.
I was hoping to maybe get some food delivery up here. A longtime friend of mine, Joe Hansen, used to be the principal here. So this ball gets kicked out of bounds, as Cathedral's first kick did as well. And if he's here, I'm sure that we would have got that. But he's now working for the Archdiocese, the main central location downtown. And shout out to him. Joe's the father of Luke Hansen, the star, one of the top state running backs at Roncalli, doing great things there for the Royals.
So in other words, as you take a look at the touchdown, once again, we're not going to get any food.
We're not going to get food.
All right.
A little order Domino's or something.
Look at that. Was a nice
great move there. A little stick the feet, and misdirection, and outruns the corner from the top side.
So it will be Bishop Chatard football, 6:09 remaining. Football at the 35-yard line. Thrown over the middle, caught and an immediate hit. No room there for the receiver, as Jeff Waugh is now listed number 31, not number 22. That'll be another change we'll have to make. So really no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Crowd really getting into it here as Cathedral trying to pick up a nice win on the road. Low throw, ball will be caught.
Yeah, good throw there. Put it in a place where only his receiver could get it. Well-placed ball, and they need some more of that, but they need that protection. Gilbert was coming on the backside, got a little chip block, but did a good job of being able to step into that pass there.
Take that back. Waugh is still number 22 there for Bishop Chatard. It will be 1st down now for the Trojans. Try to get something on the board before halftime. Van Vliet, quick throw to the sideline. Ball caught at the 49 and driven out of bounds. That'll be Noah Dudek once again. Actually give it to him to the 48-yard line of Cathedral.
Think about pace here and keeping the clock going, kind of try to, I don't know how tired probably the defense is because they've been able to get off the field pretty well. But when you keep this pace up, sometimes it can get them a little gassed.
2 receivers to the near side. Van Vliet, here comes the pressure, and he goes down again. Might have even been tripped up by his own offensive lineman, and the problem is he got shoved right into him.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of more of a bull rush up the A-gap. Got some great pressure, and you're right, Troy. Got tripped up on his feet of one of his own players, as you'll see here on the replay. You get this type of penetration, it's just the pocket's collapsing. Just didn't have time to get out of there.
Football back to the 42, so it'll be 2nd down and 15. They have to get to the 44 of Cathedral. 4:15 remaining before halftime. Van Vliet to throw. Sideline, ball caught, but not a whole lot there. Well, he did gain a yard on that one. Or actually more than a yard. He got a yard inside the original marker.
It looks like you got 5 on it after the loss. And it's 4th and 10 with just under 4, and here they are punting again, Troy.
Boy, and as quickly as we have seen Cathedral score, they could really make this a tough one for Chatard going into the locker room. It's a better kick this time, and a fair catch will be made at about the 17-yard line as Cathedral take over 1st and 10. I want to remind you tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Pat Cherry Insurance. Their staff will provide you over 40 years of trusted expertise and knowledge to help protect your assets. Make sure you visit them. Go to their website as well. You can also give them a call at 317-894-7000. And if you want to email Pat, you can do so at pat@cherryinsuranceagency.com. Handoff up the middle, and a nice gain by Johnson.
I think I'll give him about 7 on the play there.
Well, you got to be very careful, and you talked about it earlier in the ball game, that kind of lull you to sleep, and the next thing you know, one of the receivers gets open. They've got so many weapons. O'Neal fakes it, and he's going to take a loss on this one, back to about the 22.
Yeah, really good push there from the guys there in the trenches, getting up the A-gap here, and hadn't been a whole lot of pressure on Danny tonight. They've had a few occasions, but it's got to have to be, again, something on the corners where they're just keeping everything in front of them, and just it's been twice that they've gotten beat deep, but the other 2 scores have actually been more something a little more shallow and just eluded the tacklers.
David Ayers, the receiver, to the near side. And they'll throw a little swing pass here, screen out to the Johnson in the flat across the 25 and driven out of bounds near the 30.
So about 9 on the play there.
It'll be good enough for another Cathedral first down, and certainly more importantly, if you want to get another score, stops the clock at 2:19. It's a Cathedral offense that averages nearly 400 yards per game. All-purpose yardage, 456. I should say 458 on the year for the Fighting Irish. Trips to the right.
Get something here.
Yep.
Defense kind of got the left tackle to jump off here. No false start, back it up 5.
You know, they don't make, speaking of Cathedral, they make some mistakes, and they're able to make up for it because they have so much talent. But they do make a couple of mistakes here and there that when they play somebody really, really, really good, which they will, some things they don't want to do for sure.
No, I mean, you know, regardless of whether it's high school, college, pro, you're going to always see these types of things happening. But both these teams are very disciplined. You know, got to also say, I mean, Cathedral's a school that's, at least 2 to 3 times the size of Chatard.
Yeah.
So 2 great, rich programs and wonderful coaches on both sidelines.
Here comes the blitz. O'Neal able to get away from it. Empty backfield is what he started with, and he had nowhere to go. Good coverage downfield.
Yeah, just gained about one, maybe 2, but it looks like, it looks like he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. But really good job there, getting out of the pocket, recognizing his first read wasn't open, second read wasn't. Just really, really impressed by Danny and continuing to be impressed by him. And again, just a junior.
I was watching Carson Johnson. He was downfield. I'm not sure if O'Neal even saw him. As you see, they're showing blitz again from the outside. That's Sam Freeney. He was the one that came over that big hit earlier that they ended up getting the interception. They'll roll out. Fires downfield. Another nice throw, and almost caught again by Ayers.
Man, that's 55 to 60 yards in the air on a laser. Tight spiral, and was one right there for Ayers and hit him in his hands. But just a tough catch over the shoulder. But again, just really, really, really great accuracy in terms of the deep ball.
By the way, it didn't wobble again, Coach. It was
that
wobble-free.
tight.
Man. O'Neal must have, when he was born, he was throwing that ball. 1:40 remaining, 3rd down and 14. O'Neal again. Hey, why not throw it again to that side? And ball will be dropped, intended for Wooten. Wooten had one-on-one coverage to that side as Zach Garner was there, the corner for Chatard.
Yeah, and I think Byron almost had that, or Brennan, excuse me, had that actually in his cuss. We'll see the replay here, and Wooten did a great job here of breaking that play up.
Ooh.
Yeah, really good play by the corner.
Well, that's good news for Bishop Chatard. They hold Cathedral.
Is this their first punt of the night, if I'm recall? Or have
I don't remember.
I think it might be their first punt. And a nice one at that.
Yeah.
High hanger forces a fair catch but we got Dudek here at the 45. They got a little bit of time to work with. I'll tell you, it'd be a great momentum piece if they can go into half and finally get a score, kind of break some of that ice. I got to certainly give a shout out to the athletic department here at Bishop Chatard and the administration. They've done such a phenomenal job over the last 3 or 4 years in building out the athletic infrastructure of this campus. Because just about 4 years ago, you look to the softball field, the football field that they just started a few years ago, and then the baseball complex. Just doing a great job over here on Kessler.
Van Vliet to throw. Ball caught. That'll be Duncan. Cross the 40 to about the 43, 44.
Looks like you get about 8 on the play there.
By the way, it is standing room only, as you guys can't see at home. All the fans for Cathedral stretches all the way around to this side.
Oh, they're wrapped around the entire stadium here. Seats are at capacity.
Van Vliet near side. First down. Once again, that'll be Duncan.
Trying to manage the clock here.
So now with 59 seconds remaining, the football, as you see right there, at the 49-yard line. Hash mark to the right for Van Vliet. Looking to his left and picked off. Could be a pick six. At the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. That is Caius Gargett making the interception and the return for the score.
Well, I'll tell you that the tough thing there that we have with Van Vliet is he really telegraphed that, almost read it, locked his eyes. The corner saw that, made a break on the ball, as we'll see here on the replay. And not only that, Troy, it's a long throw. There's just too tight a coverage to be able to throw that across the field like that. That's where you really want to, more pump fake, send your guy long on that to get him to bite. Just was telegraphed too much. And, great job by the corner there to make the break on it and take it for 6 more.
Well, when you thought that maybe Chatard was going to catch a break after they stopped Cathedral on offense, the interception, 50 seconds to go before halftime. Chatard leads at 35-0.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Well, only 50 seconds remaining with a 35-0 lead. The way that the mercy rule is now implemented and has been for the last couple of years, it'll be a running clock in the second half. As you see Dudek on special teams run out of bounds. We're going to take another look at that INT right here.
Yeah, clean break on this, and it's smooth sailing. He knew it even before then, but he puts the ball up here at about the 15. Something you see on Saturdays and Sundays.
That's right.
He was getting ready to run out on Kessler with that one. I think he jumped in the porta pit of the pole vault back there. You know, we don't have too many seats left here, as Troy talked about earlier, so we got him sitting in the porta pit. We got him sitting in the north end zone.
Little pass here to Dudek at the 30, 35 and out of bounds.
Looks like he might get 10 on that play.
Well, a few of the fans will probably be heading out, I would imagine, at halftime and into the third quarter if it continues to be this way. Where did you park, by the way?
Actually got right in front of the school, actually.
Look at you.
Got one right on the curb side. The problem is when you park that close, you're going to be so far away from getting out of here. Got another fumble pop up. Incomplete, looks like.
Yeah, he got hit from behind. His arm got hit.
Yeah, I thought the traffic was going to be pretty nasty, which I'm sure it was later, but I got in about an hour and 15 minutes before the game and lucked out with one in front of the school, but it's probably going to be tight getting out of here.
Yep.
Got to love, though, just the environment and the atmosphere. I'll tell you, it's not only great to see, high school sports back in full-fledged outside of the past 2 years, and then you look at across the field, and Cathedral's up 35-0, but their student section is still rocking over there. Might add, last year they won the best student section from AC and Channel 8 and the student banner, and won that last year. And to see the pride and just the enthusiasm and the spirit that two schools like this have, and one in Cathedral being up by 35, it's not even halftime yet, and they're still rocking the stands over there. And the Trojan student section has been loud and proud as well. So you just love to see that in terms of what they're doing for their respective schools.
Van Vliet took another hit. Weingart came in and got him again. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Ball caught and driven back. It'll be shy of a first down. On the reception, Jeff Waugh.
Like they're going to give him 6 on that play there.
So now this is going to wind out, I believe, the first half of plays. We're down to 8 seconds remaining, and
might not see another play, but it looks like they're hurrying to the line now with just 2 seconds to go. I think they're going to walk this off.
Yep, they will not get another play off. It has been all Cathedral here tonight. 35-0 here at halftime. And certainly when you think about the way that this offense for Cathedral is played here tonight, we have seen a little bit of everything from Danny O'Neill, the big bombs. He can run the football. He's got so many different targets. And David Ayers had an excellent first half. Wooten had an excellent first half. So they're as good as advertised for sure.
No, I'll tell you, they put them up in a hurry, and they've ran Carson pretty well, but just hadn't had to do a lot. They've obviously got what you just saw there in the pick 6 and one side of it on defense, but have done some great things in terms of mixing up and great balance with the play calling here in the first half.
We will take a timeout for halftime report. Second half action coming up in a few minutes. This is high school football on IndianaSRN.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I get her, not solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Become Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. Your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
How about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites. Woo!
I get her! Not solo!
You see if I did it?
Yeah!
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Halftime score 35-0. This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. You have a few other scores you might want to pass along as we're at halftime here.
Yeah, I got Tri-West is up on Webo 21-14. New Pal's up 35-0 at the half with Mount Vernon. Speedway's putting it to Ritter 41-0. LC a little bit of surprise. They're really improved as we've seen this year, but they're up 26-7 on Warren. Mudsock game with Fishers and HSE is tied, and Carmel's up on Pike 24-0. But a little bit maybe of the surprise. Anytime you can hear that Center Grove's down, it always kind of opens some eyes. But Ben Davis putting it to him at 27-14 at the break.
By the way, we'll if we don't have the scores tonight, we'll have all the scores tomorrow morning on our sports page, so make sure that you tune in then. I know a few of the fans have left a little bit early here tonight, and again, our second half, we will have the running clock with the mercy rule in effect at 35-0. So if you're Chatard now in the second half, and we'll probably see some, well, a lot of different players getting a chance to play for Cathedral in the second half. If you're Chatard, what do you want to do now to take something positive the rest of the way?
Well, I think early on the onset of the game starting, I think it was more just about protection. Van Vliet just hasn't had much time. We talked about it on a few different occasions where if he's not getting hit, he's getting hurried. And so when you just don't have time to make some things happen from the pocket, you got to establish the run game, and they had that early on, but it just makes it so predictable. We talked about that earlier as well. So I think it's got to be about protection. protecting your quarterback. I think, I'd like to see them have more of the double tight ends. We saw a few formations with that because they just need some extra protection.
Well, and the other thing, too, is you mentioned Van Vliet. You still have a lot of football to be played this year, and there are going to be some big games still coming up, so you want to make sure he's going to be healthy the rest of the way, because I still think this is a Chatard football team that could go deep in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're primed for that. They got good depth. They do have a lot of new starters, first-time starters. They returned almost half on each side of the ball, but that means, the rest of your half are new starters. And but Coach Doyle and the staff do a fantastic job. They're a great discipline team. They're not a team that gets penalized a lot. They stay poised. And they're a 3A playing against a 6A. So week in and week out, they're not going to see a Cathedral team. Their schedule is not light by any means, but they're just not going to show or be seen against the type of team that they're against here tonight.
By the way, we have several other games on the network tonight. As the coach had mentioned, we've had New Pal, Mount Vernon. We also had South Bend Adams and St. Joseph, Evansville Memorial, Evansville Mater Dei, Eastern Hancock, and Heritage Christian. And then our radio game tonight, Covenant Christian and North Putnam. And I'm not sure if we have 5 or 6 games next weekend, but we'll have a whole lot of games coming up again on Friday of next week. And believe it or not, once we get to next week, we're over halfway through the regular season already in Indiana high school football.
Yeah, I tell you, I was talking to Coach Doyle earlier today, and we talked about that. This is the first time that we've had Chatard this year, and so you want to really kind of talk about a little about, hey, what was your summer like? But it's like, we've had 3 and now 4 games as we're heading into tonight, which is halfway through. And so it has really flown by, and I'll tell you, it's been great for Friday nights in terms of weather. It's just been perfect.
Yeah.
I had one hot one, but other than that, temperature's been good. Haven't had any rain. It's been great for both the schools and their respective crowd bases as well.
By the way, if you didn't get the IndianaSRN football poll that was put out earlier this week, Brownsburg is number 1 in 6A, Whiteland your top team in 5A, New Pal in 4A, Chatard number 1 in 3A, Evansville Mater Dei in 2A, and Indianapolis Lutheran in single A. And I'm sure Keith will come out with another poll that a lot of people do argue with him about each and every week.
Yeah, that big question obviously in 6A is whether or not anyone's going to be able to take down Brownsburg. And they obviously handed Cathedral their only loss in first game of the season. But yeah, and a lot of the talk is always 6A and the 5A. But there's some great football. Lutheran's a great team coming off the first state championship last year and back at number 1.
So Chatard will have the football. Dudek on the return across the 15, jukes his way to the 20, and then gets driven back there. And that's where the Trojans will take over 1st and 10. And again, the running clock underway here in the 3rd.
Well, some of the stat lines that, and these are all unofficial, that kind of come off the board is kind of 2 things. It's been obviously the Danny O'Neill and Brennan Wooten show, if you will. Interesting enough, Jerron Tibbs was only targeted once, but O'Neill threw for over 200 yards with 202 here in the first half, with Wooten having 65 yards receiving.
Chatard will run the football right out of the gate. That'll be Riley Kinnett.
Looks like he's going to get about 7 here on first down carry. Great positive yards. This young man that's averaging 5 yards a carry really is a strong, low load runner, averaging 80 yards a game and 3 touchdowns to this point. But 5 yards a carry is great positive yards as he gets 7 here on first down.
Duncan, 1 of 2 receivers split wide to the left, single receiver to the near side. And once again, Van Vliet out of the shotgun will throw out in the flat. Ball will be caught there by Kinnett, and Kinnett good enough for a first down.
Yeah, so I got about 7 more here on the reception. And it's great when you have a dual threat running back out of the backfield to do some things with his hands as well.
Dudek will be the single receiver now to the near side. Duncan will be split wide to the left as they'll work it off the hash mark left. First down and 10, 10-14 to go here in the 3rd. Van Vliet, hand off up the middle, and another nice run by Knet, and he'll be stacked up there once he gets to the 37.
Getting 4 on that carry. Again, you can tell right out the gate, obviously getting a whole lot of Knet as he's gotten 2 carries and 1 pass on all 3 plays. Again, you can kind of see this little bit of double tight end formation that we talked about here at halftime to kind of ensure a little bit more protection. See how they're able to pick up the Irish here.
2nd down and 5 as Van Vliet throws to the sideline. Ball caught, 1st down, and once again Noah Dudek on the reception. Little quick hitters here by Van Vliet.
Yeah, keep them on their heels, if you will. We talked about, hey, they'll like a little bit of pace. You tend to see it a little bit more with Cathedral. But they had put together a couple nice drives there in the first half, Troy, but just came up empty-handed, and then they got the 1 pick off of O'Neal that they came empty-handed as well. So really be good here to gain some confidence to get some things going.
1st and 10, 9:03 to go. Van Vliet, ball caught at the 50. That'll be Duncan on the reception. Will actually put it at the 49-yard line, and there is a flag down.
I don't know if this looked like it might have been maybe someone jumped off sides on the D line. It looked, but we'll wait for the official call here as it's coming now. Personal foul. Tripping, looks like, against the Trojans. So it's a big one there, especially after getting some positive yards. After having 4 or 5 plays of positive yards, this will march it back a bit.
My thought, Coach, is that if by chance I'm one of the offensive linemen and Gilbert's coming at me, I'd trip him too, because I'm not sure there's any other way to stop him at times.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it makes it a tough assignment, I'll tell you. And again, you know, your left tackles aren't going to probably be seeing something of his caliber each week. But what a special talent he is. And again, we talked about before the game, he's a 4-year starter.
1st and 25 now for Van Vliet and the Trojans. He'll throw to the sideline, ball caught by Dudek.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get 5 of this back here.
Well, right now, if you're the Trojans, we talked about a little bit ago, you're just trying to find something positive as you, I don't know, well, the fans can't see it at home right now, but the Cathedral lights are out now. The fans, the student section, are showing their lights, and I guess it's kind of a back and forth thing with them and Chatard.
Yeah, I see both student sections going at it.
Little swing pass to the outside, nothing there as Jack Waybright is brought down by Jackson Weingart.
Yeah, what a great pursuit by Weingart here, coming from the top side, tackling him for a loss. But great pursuit, did a great job of not only taking the angle, but also love it in terms of where he's just shooting the arms and really wrapping. You'll see so many times that you know, guys are really trying to get the tackles up top and not wrapping up.
2nd down and 26. The way that Chatard's going right now, they could take the whole first quarter here, or 3rd quarter, and run out the time as Dudek makes the catch and is driven out of bounds. I mean, they got a lot of real estate to work with, and we're down to 6:30.
Yeah, and it's 4th down, and so they're punting here. Again, as the mercy rule clock is running, so.
Shoot, I'd go for it. Why not
why
go
not?
for it?
We're already halfway through the quarter on the first possession.
They'd only have to get down to the 43 of Cathedral. The rush on, the kick.
Good one at that.
And takes a nice bounce as well. That's going to go all the way down to about the 11-yard line. So a nice punt, and so we'll see the Cathedral offense for the first time here in the 3rd.
You know, again, just might add that we talked at the top of the show where these two schools, not only rich in tradition with football, but you look at just their athletic programs in general. A lot of these schools will get kids from different deaneries that come into the parochial system. So there's a lot of these kids that are going to these schools that feed into them that you know they're coming to you by 3rd and 4th grade. So it gives you a lot of time to work with your kids before you ever see them in your respective uniforms.
O'Neal back at quarterback. Probably play 1 or maybe 2 series as they'll run the football up the middle. Nothing there for Colin Ayers.
Talked about, with Cathedral having 14 state championships, Chatard having 15, Chatard winning in 19 and 20, and with Cathedral winning in 20 and 21. Coach Peoples talked about this week in the interview was just, don't let the Irish beat the Irish. Well, the Irish aren't beating themselves tonight.
No doubt about it. To the outside, and at the 19-yard line, will be brought down there. That is Sam Bridges, a senior at 6'3", 185.
Be interesting to see if we end up seeing Slaughter back in there, and how quickly O'Neill might be out. Still currently in the game now, though.
And they'll throw the football, and that'll be good enough for a first down, driven out of bounds on the near side. That's going to be Long. We saw him make a reception in the first half. So they'll move the chains, and again the football at the 31-yard line. Take another look at it. He's a big kid too, by the way.
Yeah.
So first down, hand off up the middle. This will be Colin Ayers, and he gets a nice gain out to the 38.
Yeah. The thing that I love about really all the runners that we've seen tonight is they hit the hole really full speed. Not a lot of hesitation, just getting downhill. And the acceleration by the time they get to the line of scrimmage has really been nice to see.
Ayers again got hit quickly by Jacob Moore of Chatard. Might get a yard. Clock down to 3:24 here in the third.
Another update on another game here tonight on SRN. Heritage Christian Eastern Hancock. Heritage up 28-8 in that game.
We are down to 3:06 now here in the third. Ayers, big hole over the right side, 45, first down to the 48-yard line.
It looks like you're going to get about right at 10 on the carry, give him maybe 9, but good for a new set of downs. Still in their own territory here at the 48 with 2:45 to go.
Take another look at that run. We're seeing, again, a few new faces in on offense. Another nice run over the left side. This will be a first down carry. That's going to be number 47, which is Desiree Thomas, a sophomore at 5'11", 195.
You got both running backs, 47 and 49. Some unconventional numbers there. Again, we said before, Cathedral's still waiting on some of their updated jerseys, so got a few that are not in their season numbers as O'Neill gets them to the line here.
They better hurry. We're halfway through the season. Save them for next year. As the flags go down, that'll go against Cathedral. Looks like to me that you spoke of Slaughter, unless that is Jackson Lockhart. I don't think it is, but Slaughter's in the ball game as a receiver.
Yeah.
So give him some playing time as well. Also in the ball game is the tight end. That'll be, you can pick up number 11. That's going to be Sammy Bridges again in the ball game. Cathedral run, and you see a big pileup right there. The teams continue hitting hard. And things getting a little chippy as well.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. We talked about these kids. A lot of the programs will know where these kids are coming to their respective programs at 3rd or 4th grade. But the other thing with the parochial system, whether it's St. Pius, St. Luke, St. Matthew, a lot of these kids have known each other and have played against each other since 1st and 2nd grade. So the relationships run very deep with these young men competing against each other tonight as they've played against each other through Pop Warner and all that's been offered.
Second down at about 12. As O'Neill will roll and throw, airs it out, has his man. That Slaughter drops it at the 5.
Wouldn't that have been interesting? Quarterback to quarterback. Even though Slaughter's just a sophomore, he's the backup quarterback to Danny O'Neill, lined up out here at the Z position, going vertical, and almost comes up with about a 50-yard pass there.
And that might be the final play of this third quarter. Let's see if they'll try to get one more off right here. But the way that Cathedral's looking, they're going to head to the sidelines, and that's going to do it for period number 3. Cathedral on top, 35-0. This is high school football on IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Hey, I want to remind you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Indiana Mulch and Stone. Since its inception in 1987, Indiana Mulch and Stone has been dedicated to providing the highest quality products to landscapers, businesses, and residents in central Indiana. Their first priority and foremost goal is to establish long-term relationships with their customers by offering exceptional service and the highest quality landscape products. And this philosophy has defined their success for 35 years, as you see another throw and a first down, and will continue for decades to follow. Contact them at IndianaMulch.com.
As we said here before, Slaughter is back in there at quarterbacks. Probably seeing the last of O'Neal here tonight. Guys, a great rollout. Always interesting and nice to see when you can see a lefty.
Yeah.
Whether it's shooting the rock in basketball or even throwing the pigskin, it's great to see a lefty as it's not as common.
So again, Slaughter getting some quality time here in this fourth quarter for the Fighting Irish. He's going to keep it himself on the option as he takes it over the left side, the 20, up the sideline, and goes out of bounds near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's a 20-yard scamper there. Maybe give him just short of that. Looks like maybe 18 as he gets the ball just down about the 12-yard line. I think it's where it's going to be spotted, maybe the 13. Nice shifty move here by the sophomore. Again, with O'Neal being a junior, as we get a replay here, you see him just really getting that foot stuck in the ground right here. Smooth sailing one again, getting about a 10-yard run there.
Thomas out as the running back as into the ball game, getting the carry now for the Fighting Irish. A flag is down. That might be a hold right there. That looks like that might be Zach Miller. Miller at 5'9", 150 and a senior, but the flag went right where you would expect a hold to be. You know, we need to do like they do in college now, because we were down in Hanover last weekend, and even though we know most of the signals, I like to hear them.
Yeah,
telling me what's going on.
Yeah, we need to mic up these, get a mic'd up player or an official.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of neat. They do that in baseball now when they're doing the replays. And stuff. And,
yeah.
And we don't have to guess, which I'm not very good at. So.
Come on, sure.
I mean, I'm glad we just got some of the numbers figured out.
Yeah, we have we've brushed up on a few. You know, now that we're getting some of the other second and maybe even third strings in, we're probably going to get lost again. But again, thank you for Coach Peebles for giving us a heads up on that and giving us an update prior to the game.
First down and 20 as Slaughter will throw near sideline. Ball caught at the 19 and down to the 14. That's going to be number 25, which I believe is Noah Bailey, 5'7", 145, and a sophomore.
All right, about approaching 9 minutes to go the rest of the game. Another surprising story, not only Ben Davis Center Grove one, was also Traders Point and Park Tudor. Traders Point up 29-20 over fourth-ranked Park Tudor at half.
That's big. Slaughter's going to keep it himself as he will be knocked down at the 10. You know, Slaughter's going to have to play behind O'Neal again next year. But if you can use him in other ways, he could be quite a weapon, couldn't
No, absolutely. I mean, you're losing one tight end in Wooten. You're losing Tibbs and another tight end Johnson. I mean, you're in a position where he could be in a position where he's lined up on the outside a bit more, and then having his 1 year window as a senior to take over as quarterback.
By the way, Slaughter might have an equipment issue as he's heading to the sidelines. And it looks like we may see Fisher Thomas come in, a freshman, number 12. So he'll be the third quarterback we have seen tonight. And then looks like a new running back in the backfield as well. As you see the new quarterback throw to the end zone, and that'll be knocked away, falls incomplete.
How do you think about that coming into such a big rivalry game like this, and you feel like, hey, there's 8 minutes to go, and third-string quarterback's in. I'm sure he didn't expect to probably get on the field like this tonight, but what a great opportunity it is for some of these guys that otherwise wouldn't be getting those. Another update on one of our network games is Covenant and North Putnam. Covenant up on that game 40-21 in the third quarter with 4.5 to go. We're just under 8 minutes here on Kessler with these two crosstown rivals lining up for a field goal. Looks like it's going to be about a 28-yarder.
All right, so we're going to see a first field goal attempt here tonight.
These are always interesting too, Troy, when you're on the left or right hash and having to kick at these angles instead of straight on.
This is Fahey. The kicker is actually Sheets, but they're going to give this young man an opportunity. Line drive kick, and it is good. So Cathedral adds 3 more on the board. 7:25 to go here in this one, and they're on top 38-0.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. You know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year, all sorts of sports. Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Back here at Bishop Chatard, it's kind of funny watching some of the special teams players coming out and they do a somersault.
They've been doing that for years. Every time they kick off or take the field like that. I remember when our son was playing at Zionsville a couple years ago, and we're in the state championship against Cathedral. And I remember him doing that, but then I forgot about it. And then we were in the state championship playing against him. They started doing that, and it's kind of a riot. And then, of course, everybody else is like, why are they doing that?
Why not?
Tradition. Hey, when you're rolling like this, why not roll on the field?
Exactly. On the return will be Dudek for Bishop Chatard.
You know, one thing I like to say too, Troy, is, give credit to Bishop Chatard and the community. They've been down all this whole game, been running clock the whole second half. And as much as there's been some people that have left, there's been the vast majority that have stayed here in this stadium. And that's a tribute to not only the athletic department, but more so the school culture.
Yeah.
Where, hey, regardless we're up or down, we're here for you. And that's great for these kids to be able to look up in the stands and still see in their community support them.
By the way, Van Vliet is done for the night as Waybright gets the carry. It'll be Aiden Ortega at 5'10", 178, and a junior now, the new quarterback.
The other thing to that, too, is nothing, as great as all sports are to a school community, but no sport does community like football.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's in the stands, whether it's in the end zone, whether it's behind the stands playing a game of pickup football, it just brings the life of the school together. I love to see this.
So Ortega back in. He'll look to throw for the first time, and now he's going to tuck it under and run it himself at the 30. And he's going to get a first down, driven out of bounds on the far side.
Really nice job there by Ortega with his feet, eluding a few tacklers and moving the chains to get 4 downs.
So we're down to 5:50 in this running clock in the second half. Duncan's going to stay in the ball game as well, so trips to the near side here for Ortega. He'll set to throw over the middle. Ball's caught at the 45, still on his feet into Cathedral territory. Jeff Waugh on the reception. Waugh, a senior, listed as a tight end at 5'11", 192. Well, it would be nice if Chatard can get on the board before this one is over here tonight. As we come up on the 5-minute mark, Ortega to throw and had to hurry that one. It was intended for Colin Guy.
Yeah, that's one where he's wishing he would have had just about another second to allow his guy to complete his route there over the seam.
Jeff Waugh comes out of the ball game. In for Chatard will be Nolan Stifler.
Just under 5 minutes, approaching now actually 4:30 to go in the game.
And they'll look to run the football. That'll be Waybright once again near the 46. Cathedral has replaced just about everybody on their defense. Their frontliners are done. So we're going to call it 3rd down and about 8. Ortega out of the shotgun, looking over the middle, ball caught, and that'll be another 1st down. That's Stifler once again making the catch. He is a senior. List him at 6'3", 191 pounds. So Chatard trying to get on the board for the first time here tonight. Ortega has one running back joining him in the backfield. 2 receivers split to each side. Ortega looking to his right, fires and almost intercepted. Ooh, that was really close as Tommy Davey, senior linebacker, there nearly picked that one off. Ortega, not a big guy, 5'10", but he has a pretty decent arm. Shifting, going both sides now for the Trojans with a lone setback for Ortega. And he's going to hand it off up the middle and some hard yards there inside the 35.
These are type of situations, too, is not only getting some maybe unexpected reps on pretty much everybody on the field, but it's really what you want. I mean, as the season progresses, you don't know. Attrition happens. You have situations where guys get injured, not available, types of things. So this can help prime as both these teams will certainly make deep runs in the playoffs.
Trips to the right, quick throw, ball tapped in the air and then caught on the deflection. Yeah. It went high in the air, and it'll be Aiden Duncan will get credit for the catch. But
who do you give the assist to?
Let's look at it. Maybe we have a replay. We can find out.
Keep that. That might be a first. Give him one assist as we get it right here.
Exactly.
Somebody had a good little pop on this. And
boink.
Great alert
number
play there.
4.
Number 4. Let's give him one. One assist for the night.
That'll be Stifler again. So Stifler gets an assist to go along with his catch. Ortega once again steps up in the pocket, has some running room now. Ortega to the outside. Good speed for the backup quarterback. Goes out of bounds on the near side and gets another 1st down.
Yeah, again, crowd still continues to cheer positive parts of the game, so you got to love to see that. Again, these are things, as disappointing as the night is with Coach Doyle and his staff, they'll regroup, they'll retool things. Next week they'll be at Columbus North, whereas Cathedral, I think, will be traveling up to Hammond for Hammond-Morton. Game where they'll be heavily favorite, but
Ortega looking to his right, just overthrows Aiden Duncan.
But you got to, really stay focused with this. It's a long season. Still got 5 games left. They'll be fine. They'll retool and be in a position again, as we stated. They're ranked number 1 in 3A. Cathedral's 3 in 6A. And, just love seeing both these programs do what they do, and year in and year out, just really solid, not only here in the metro area, but in the state of Indiana.
So Ortega with actually now 45 seconds remaining. Ortega getting away from pressure again, and it get tripped up down to the 10-yard line.
Might have time maybe for one more play, unless they use any of their timeouts, which I doubt that would happen. About 25 seconds to go.
Yep. So this could be it right here. Way Bright in the backfield for Ortega, now switching to the right. That's where he'll reset. Hash mark to the left. Ortega throws toward the end zone, up for grabs, and that'll fall incomplete.
Time for one more with the incomplete. Maybe not.
Nope. That was actually Kashad Caldwell who made the defensive play there for Cathedral, and that is going to do it. It was Cathedral pretty much from the outset of this one, winning it 38-0. So Cathedral will improve to 3-1. We'll take our final timeout. This is high school football on IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Well, we're back one final time. Cathedral wins it 38-0, and Coach, again, both teams will benefit from this game. There's no doubt about that, because Cathedral, certainly we now see how good they really are, and against Chatard playing 3 classes down, they'll learn a lot of this game too.
No, they will. I think, the signs of character, right? I mean, in anything you do, whether that's sports or just life, is how you respond to adversity. And, it's easy to have things go well for you and see what that demeanor's like, but what does that look like when you're down?
Yeah.
And there's great development through challenge. And it's all about perspective. Coach Doyle does a phenomenal job, and the glass is always half full. And you can best rest assured, as he's talking to his team right now, is a lot of that. It is remain focused. Got some things to correct on the other side with Coach Peoples. You got to be pleased with what they've done and their ability to handle on both sides of the ball tonight.
By the way, I want to remind you again, we'll have all the scores bright and early tomorrow morning. A lot of times, many of the scores don't come in because the teams that are down in the Evansville area, up in the region, they are on Central Time, and so a lot of those scores don't come in till even after midnight. So, but we'll have the scores for you coming up again tomorrow morning, and want to remind you about some of the games we have coming up again next week. Greenfield Central and Mount Vernon will be coming up next week. Also Heritage Christian and Guerin Catholic. And then, of course, actually that game was last week there. So we already did the Center Hanover game, because I'm not going back to Hanover again.
Not for the same game, at least.
No, I'm not going there. But that's going to be volleyball on Tuesday, Bethesda Christian and Heritage Christian. Okay, so, all right, so we'll leave it right there. You can always go to IndianaSRN.org for all of the games that we have coming up next week. Final score, once again, Cathedral wins it by a final of 38-0. Thanks, of course, to the entire crew here tonight. Great job, as always. Want to thank all of them for putting in a lot of long hours here this evening. And, Coach, good to see you again. 2 weeks in a row, and then they don't let us work again next week. That's just not right, is it?
No, it's not. We're taking in each other, so it's great working along your side, and always a joy to do that. Special shout out to Matthew producing and Justin on the camera tonight, and certainly to Jerry and Keith and all they do for IndianaSRN to bring all that they do, not just with football, but with all sports to your living room. And so hats off to that.
All right, that's going to do it. 38-0 your final. This has been high school football on IndianaSRN.